or frozen or not working. I'm not really sure. I love winter. I told you how much I love winter, right? This barn is just still very infamous for freezing. This was frozen into the ground. Soft in the winter. Soft in the winter.
I hate winter.
Happy Monday morning, everyone. It is cold, it is winter, and it is my first day back at full-time chore duty now that my one and only Carissa is back at school, which I'm sure she'd probably rather be here. Let's see what's awaiting us, shall we? Leaky? Say that's frozen. So a little update on my bottle babies. They did chew a nipple yesterday, hence the water. And they also just got weaned, so that's why Noah and the gang are really angry. Yeah, so when I wean them, I go cold turkey, but I leave the water running in the nipples. But it's frozen anyway right now, so I think it's a good time today to disconnect everything and put this milk machine in the shop where it's heated. This machine cannot freeze. If it freezes, then it's done. It's expensive, and I worry about this every single night when I go to sleep. So I'm glad they're weaned. They look good. They're on hay really good. They're on creep good. They're drinking water like crazy, and salt. Hello, Dorothy. How is my girl? So this is my girl that had listeriosis. And as you can see, she's losing patches of wool. In her case, she had an infection. And with infections, they can have wool drop. So she's got a spot here on her leg and a spot at the top there. Hi. Hello, my boy. That's my boy. My bucket lever actually broke right here. So Mark we had some old scrap metal. Thank God we keep it. So he manufactured a new, whatever this would be, little spacer here to put everything back together. So it's back together, but I do have to call my dealer and get a whole new kit here. The other little winter thing we've had to do is plug in my Bobcat. We got this put on a couple years ago just because it gets cold in the barn. It's got a glow plug actually in it, so I have to turn it, let it warm up even before I start it anyway. Just more things we have to deal with in the winter that we don't have to any other time of the year. Out of fuel, or frozen, or not working. I'm not really sure. It just quit. I love winter. not a good sign. It was not out of fuel. I just hope it's not something worse. I'm so itchy. I forget that when I'm bedding the ewes and the lambs across the road, it all goes in. I tuck everything in for winter just because I don't like drafts. Oh, and another question you guys asked yesterday is what workwear do I wear in the winter? So I am not sponsored. I buy all my stuff, so don't think that this is that kind of post. It's not. I have worn Carhartt basically since I started working in this barn. Before the sheep, I worked in a chicken barn, and the barns were very regulated temperature-wise. So it was like 68 degrees Fahrenheit, so it was always quite warm. So I didn't really need this stuff. When I got in here, and it's an uninsulated barn, it's cold in the winter. So I always wore just the normal insulated version of the normal Carhartt bibs. These are Carissa's, but and then in the summer I would wear just the unlined version. But this year Carhartt came out with a little bit different. So these are the insulated versions, and then the uninsulateds are cool. They're like cargo, so they got the pockets on the pants, and I really like them. They're a little more fitted, so they just look a little nicer. And the one thing that these two new ones that I bought this year have are these, it's like bum flaps. So you, when us girls have to pee and we're all geared up, we just have to, as long as your pants underneath don't have a fly, because then it becomes a little challenging. But I'm wearing my track pants underneath, sometimes pajamas, and then I can just literally undo this, undo the flap, and take care of business. So yeah, so that's what I wear in the winter. I wear Carhartt, my coat's Carhartt. I picked these up in the fall before I knew they'd be all sold out, and kind of glad I did. And then of course I always wear one of these, partly to cover up the gray, but last night I took care of business. So I'm back to looking 45 again and not 46. Okay, I think I'm gonna take the rest of the morning here and unhook this milk machine. It's really quite easy. I just unhook it, unhook the hose, take everything apart, and then put the forks on the telehandler and pick it up and take it out. And I will be putting it in the shop, just because the shop is warm. But these guys need water before I forget, because this is gonna get taken away. The access point is right down there. So I brought out the drill. What you're gonna see me do is basically open up that hole, take all the hoses out, and also the insulated. Now you know why, now that it's really winter, now you know why I actually took the time and taped up that hose with heat cord. And so that hose never did freeze, which is really nice. So I'm gonna take a few minutes and do that. More winter love. Told you how much I love winter, right? Did you do that? You're such a brat. You're so cute. It's a good thing you're cute. It's a good thing you're cute. So clean up your mess, teenager. Well, for the afternoon, I thought I would take a few minutes and adjust some head rails. What you'll notice in the barn, I left a lot of this pack in this fall, and I left it for the winter, and part of my reasoning is this pack gives off a lot of heat. In the winter at this barn, my water lines are not insulated, if you remember. It's like the one of the many regrets that I have when I redid or built some stuff. And although I've got heat tape on everything, this barn is just still very infamous for freezing. So this year, I just decided I'm not going to clean out before the winter. I'll probably clean out in the spring. So I'm doing that basically to keep the barn warmer. And I'm getting away with it even with fresh, cool air, which I'm loving this year. So my new ventilation system, so the bag right there that you see, right there, it's bringing a nice cold air from outside, so I feel it's really fresh in here, but it's not freezing my system because I think there's enough heat generated at that level. So what I have to worry about as a manager is just making sure at their level it's not strong ammonia-wise, because that's the stuff that can really cause some respiratory issues. But because I have a pack in here, it's getting a bit high. And some of these lambs are getting pretty big, and they're not fitting. This little opening there can be adjusted. So I'm just going to adjust that a little bit. As the pack builds up, I just like to make that opening a little bit bigger for them. Hey, kids. Hello, kids. I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger. So my camera died right here, but basically what I did is I used this as a guide because this spacing is still okay. They're able to eat really well here, so I just kind of eyed it up with this one, and all I'm doing is giving them a little more room here so they can eat. As you can see right here, they're just a bit tight. Oh, there's Bella. And they can't get their head in, so I'm just trying to give them a little more room. Hi, sweetie. You come to say hi? Hello. I'm gonna make you love me yet. Yeah. All right, so I'm just gonna make my way down, and just anywhere that looks too tight, I'm gonna give it a little more room. Hi, sweetie. You were just not very friendly this morning, but you're very friendly again now. You just needed your mommy. Yeah.
I hate winter.
We are cutting this auger to fit a smaller bin instead of the big bin. And when I say we, I mean Mark. I'm just a companion. I'm your companion animal. This was frozen into the ground, so we had to dump hot water on that end, wasn't it? Or was it this end?
No, it was the end, my far end.
The far end, to get it out of the ground. So how are you gonna cut it?
Torch.
Oh. I told everybody you fixed my telehandler yesterday too.
My stellar welding skills
Yes.
on a Sunday. You know, it's like time and a half on a Sunday.
Before your coffee.
Even before coffee.
I know.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Early.
Do I get flowers? No, I just weld telehangers back together.
That's all I care about. Just like so. What's that stuff?
Never cease.
Never cease.
I learned early, well, no, I didn't. I learned late in life that if you want to be able to take something back out again later in life, then you should make sure it never ceases. Work smarter, not harder. You will see the Uber Eats
What?
Wayne's World commercial they did a trailer for
No.
the Super Bowl.
No.
So they got Mike Myers and
No.
Dana Carvey,
Really?
and they did a Wayne's World,
Shut up.
like little
Like the headbanging. Oh yeah? For Uber Eats?
for Uber Eats, I think. So I'm not sure what it's going to be like.
It was
They did
just
a little trailer.
teaser?
Them in the
Trailer
basement.
teaser?
Basement doing.
That's hilarious.
It is actually pretty funny. Problem is
Was
that
it tapered? Like,
No.
Was it flanged in?
they were able to clean the crap out.
Can you put like a buffer thing on the end of a drill and poke it in there?
I don't know if I got anything like that. I do have a.
Never sees. Oh God.
Hopefully the length is right.
Persuasion.
Try and get a close up of me smashing my fingers. You know what?
What?
Missed a piece.
What?
A bushing.
Where? Now what? Will it work?
It's not ideal.
You gotta get that out? Oh, like around the
Yeah,
outside.
to go into that bracket.
Oh no. You gotta take that all apart.
No, I think I'll just slice it.
So you're cheating.
Oh, I cheat all the time. I cheat
all the time. All welded. Welded here. And welded here to keep his little cheater bushing in place. These are nice little beads, honey.
They're not bad.
They look like little ball bearings.
Could be better. Not my best work.
Well done.
Feels like a beer clock.
It is beer o'clock. There is one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about that I forgot to update you on. Some of the feed additives that we're putting in the feed, so soybean meal and mineral. Mark and I have been looking and talking about the rations with this mixer. Is that first ewe that's getting fed out of the cart getting the exact same amount as that last little bit that comes out of the cart? So, you know, is the ewe, when I start feeding over there, getting the same as the last one that gets it when I empty that cart out? I actually posed the question to Jamie, my feed guy. He came out and he did a test. So he took a sample right out of the bunk, right out of my feed cart at the very beginning where I started, kind of the middle of the cart, and at the very end of the cart, so the very end clean out of the mixer. And then he did a feed analysis on it. So basically all we tested was kind of the mineral portion of everything to make sure that balance was the same in the first bite as it is in the last bite. And surprisingly, it was. And I don't mix very long in that mixer. I think he was thinking that I probably don't mix very long. So he said the good thing about my system is it gets mixed in the mixer, it tumbles on the belt, it gets mixed up in the feed cart, both on the apron chain as it's rolling, and then again in the auger as it's dispensing into the bunk. So he's like, it actually is a good system, and you are a little more efficient on feed time because I'm not mixing it for like 45 minutes or something crazy. So it was kind of a nice little experiment, and I'm really glad I did it. We talked about doing that I mean, probably the first year I got that mixer, and we never really did it. For me, it's nice to know that when I'm spending a little bit of money on extra stuff for my feed, it's getting to where it needs to be. When stuff does go sideways, you can start saying it's definitely not nutrition. So anyway, that's all you kind of missed. We did that last weekend, I think. I think a lot of people think I don't like doing chores. Chores are my favorite thing about sheep farming. It's routine, it's organized, it's systematic. I know when to start, I know when I'm gonna finish, as long as there aren't other things that happen. And it is that time that I can observe my flock, both during feeding and when I'm done. And sometimes when I'm done, I love going up there and just watching them from the top. A bird's eye view of the whole flock, and it's good for my heart to see them. Thanks so much, you guys, for taking the time just to fill out that poll last night that I put up on my community. I love my community section. I love talking to you guys there and commenting there. I'm really not that great at answering all the comments on the actual videos, but I do love my community tab there, and I do try to use that as much as I can. So if you did take the time just to give me some ideas for videos, I do thank you so much. And yeah, just thanks for hanging out with me today. Today was a chill day, and those are so nice to have. Just no drama, which is great.
John Deere 175R is a little soft.
Soft in the winter?
Soft in the winter.
I have to have the ceremonious shutting of the door so I can turn off my camera.
So do I go loose?